The polarizing social media star and influencer Jake Paul, now turned into pro boxer. The public is very split when it comes to what to think about him as a boxer. Some say that he's only using the sport for his own gain, for his own fortune. Some say that he's actually doing good for boxing, exposing it on another level to the new generation. And love him or hate him, he definitely brings a lot of eyes to the sport. And he definitely, from what I can tell, works hard in his training and has a really streamlined boxing game. And he has a very simple and subtle game that streamlines together in order to equal what it encompasses his style in the boxing world. So first round with Jake Paul, usually in the beginning of every fight, he starts off with his feints. As you can see, he's kind of stepping, making it seem like he's gonna come in. You see, like he's almost juking his body forward, I think would be the best way to describe it. He's coming forward and he wants the opponent to think he's coming in, but they don't know what's gonna happen, so he feints like he's about to step in. And typically, we see this on almost all his boxing matches, all his professional ones anyways. And we'll see he'll feint like he's gonna come in, and then he'll combine that with his jab. Sometimes we see him, he'll do his jab, he'll sometimes do his left hook, sometimes he'll do with a jab to the body. And it's really just to see what the opponent's going to do, if they're just going to stand in front of him, if they're going to move back, to see what their defense is like. It's a very, very common trait in all striking arts. You see this feinting is very heavy in kickboxing, boxing, MMA. You see it in almost every combat sport. Sometimes he'll use it to see where the opponent's hands are going to be when he feints, and then he'll end it with a combination, as we see with Tyron Woodley. And then sometimes he'll feint and then throw the jab to the body. And then sometimes he'll feint and then throw a combination behind it. So really, this feint step that he does is the basis for most of his style. And you can see in every single one of his fights, sometimes he'll feint, the opponent will charge forward, he'll be backed up, and he'll feint, and he'll come back he'll take the center of the ring again. And it laid the basis for some of his knockout wins. We have seen in the past with Ben Askren and Nate Robinson that opponents will chase and he'll try to catch him with the right hand. That's one of his main ways we start to see him land big shots. As we can see, Nate Robinson chases him and then bang the right hand. Or he'll lull them into a rhythm, think he's going one speed, and all of a sudden he'll just explode into range. And that's what we saw with Askren, and that's what we saw with Tyron Woodley. Woodley's getting used to the jabs to the body, to the jabs, and then Jake Paul switches up. Pay attention to the hands of Woodley, right? He thinks it's going to be a jab to the body, he feints. Woodley's hands are kind of moving around too much. Thinks it's a jab to the body, bang, right hand over the top. It's going to be interesting with Anderson Silva, because as you know, most of you know, Ben Askren and Tyron Woodley are nowhere near the striker of Anderson Silva. Anderson was known for being a very good striker in MMA. We have seen him do well in boxing twice already. And also, Anderson Silva is a southpaw, which does make it very difficult to jab with a southpaw. And we have seen Anderson cause these problems to other fighters in the UFC with this similar dynamic. Also, Anderson Silva, compared to Tyron Woodley, Ben Askren, Nate Robinson, the opponents of Jake Paul's past, he has a lot more power, better timing. His footwork's a lot better than those guys. Also, he's just more accurate and precise, and he does like to play mind games sometimes in the fight. So it'll be very interesting to see how Jake Paul tackles this fight against Anderson, as Anderson's style does a great job of taking away the jab of a righty/orthodox fighter, which Jake Paul is. And so much of Jake Paul's style relies on that weapon. So it's going to be something to watch out for coming Saturday night. Please like, comment, and subscribe to Fans Assemble if you like this breakdown. Please go down to the description box below and subscribe to one of our podcasting platforms, whether it be Apple Podcasts or Spotify Podcasts. It really helps us if you subscribe. It helps us bring a better show to you, a better product in quicker time for more shows like this. And please leave in the comment section below who you think is going to win between Anderson Silva and Jake Paul. Thank you guys for listening. Hope you have a great day.